going through some other features of a parabola. In the last video, we identified the vertex and we were able to write a function for the shown parabolas. In this part, a parabola has a reflection symmetry about a vertex line. So if you remember, reflection is something that has, if you split it in half, it looks identical on both sides. About a vertical line that runs through its vertex. This line is called the axis of symmetry. So it says to draw a dashed line down the two parabolas above to show the axis of symmetry and give the equation for the axis of symmetry of x equals h. For our first parabola in A, you can see that if I drew a line down the middle here, that would be my axis of symmetry. And it says very clearly to write the equation of that line as x equals h. We learned in the last video that my h is right here. So this is h and this is k. So for our answer, we've got x equals 1, and that's our h value. And so that is the equation of our line. We can see that it goes through 1 right here on the x-axis. So x equals 1. On example B, my axis of symmetry, once again, runs down the center. So there's my line. And it looks like if we talk about our h and our k, we've got x equals negative 3. So x equals negative 3. For the next part, it says the graph can give us the solution of a quadratic equation. The solutions are sometimes called the zeros of the function. And the reason these are called the zeros is because they are where they cross the x-axis. Okay, so I'm actually going to go with example B here first, and I'm going to put 2 points. So remember, this is my x-axis. I'm going to put 2 points on the parabola where it crosses the x-axis. So this first point, okay, it says give the zeros. So on the x-axis, that one is crossing negative 2. And then over on this side, it's crossing at negative 4. And we would write that in set notation. You want to make sure it doesn't look like a point, because that's just, those are just x values. And we could even write equals x. And if we go back to example A, you can see here that our parabola never crosses the x-axis. So this is my x-axis here, and it never crosses this x-axis. So for this one, I would say none. So there's no point where it crosses or gives any zeros. Finally, we're being asked to go from vertex form to standard form of a quadratic by multiplying the binomial out and then simplifying by combining like terms. Write the function rule for example 1b in standard form. Let's review what standard form was. At the top of your page, here's standard form. It's this function, this is this 1, 2, 3, this quadratic trinomial. Notice it does not have parentheses like the vertex form does. It's very clean, just written out as a polynomial. So here's how we go from vertex form to standard form. First thing is I'm going to write down this function right here. So I'm just going to write that down here. And I'm doing that just because it asked to use example 1b. The next step is, this is where it gets a little tricky. We're going to go ahead and we're going to expand this. Because it's squared, that means I have 2 of these. Right, so I've got that x plus 3 times x plus 3 right here. That would be the squared. Notice I still have that negative 1 at the beginning. Now some of you might like to do the box method. Some of you might like to do distribution. Whichever your preferred method is, you're going to go ahead and do that here. And I think I'm going to go ahead and use that double distribution. Because this negative is in the front, I'm going to go ahead and keep that negative 1 there. I've got x squared. All right, this is another way to do double distribution, is just show it like this. So x times 3 is plus 3x, and then 3x is plus 3x, and then 3 times 3 is plus 9, and plus 1. Okay, just to continue that on, I'm going to move over here. And now let's go ahead, we're going to combine these two middle terms. So f of x equals negative 1 times x squared plus 6x plus 9 plus 1. Next, I distribute that negative 1. Get that through, and I've got f of x equals negative x squared plus, oops, I'm sorry, we're distributing a negative. So see, even I sometimes do those things. So negative 6x, and I've got a negative 9 plus 1. And there is one more step. I need to combine these two constants. When I do, my final answer is f of x equals negative x squared minus 6x minus 8. This might seem like it's a lot, and it is. That's a lot of steps to get this done. So we're really bringing together everything we learned in the last lessons.